At the UFC 254 Virtual Media Day, Khabib Nurmagomedov didn't like the reporters continuously asking if it has been difficult preparing for Justin Gaethje without his father.
How difficult is it for you to prepare to the fight without him and know that he's not going to be in your corner?
I don't understand when people ask me how difficult for you train without father. Of course this is difficult. I don't understand why you guys keep asking me this. This is very difficult, you know. What do you think? You have your father?
Yeah, of course.
Do you have father?
Yes, I do.
Yes, if something happened with him, what do you think? It's gonna be difficult for you or easy?
Yeah, obviously it's very difficult.
Yes, I'm human too, you know, of course it is very difficult.
Recently, Jon Jones sent a tweet to Israel Adesanya. He posted this on his Twitter saying, "I'm curious to hear what his father tells him when he asks about fighting me. I wonder if his father believes he's ready. Eugene definitely doesn't." Israel Adesanya responded back saying, "My pops already told me how I'd beat you. Trust me, he knows. Your mum would be disappointed in who you've become." He followed up with, "So to get ahead all of the BS coming, my statement below. LOL, if Jones has this much knowledge about the fight game and fame game, he would have known not to run back to the car and get the money and coke. Dumbass." A 3-round heavyweight bout between Volkan Oezdemir vs Nikita Krylov has been cancelled due to Volkan suffering an injury. Volkan Oezdemir posted this on his Instagram with the caption, "I'm devastated. I won't be able to fight due to a knee injury. I apologise to Dana White, UFC Mick Maynard, my opponent Nikita Krylov, and all the fans. I'll rest and work on the fastest recovery possible to get back in the octagon ASAP." Justin Gaethje at the UFC 254 Virtual Media Day speaks on how he will use his wrestling in his fight with Khabib.
You know, I've wrestled my whole life, and I wrestle a lot in there. Huge part of wrestling is not being able to let someone take you down and hold you down. And that was my main focus my whole life when I wrestled. I never had a great offense, but you could not take me down, you could not hold me down. So, you know, I'm going to use that. You know, it's very important to stay off the ground. I'm not trying to go in there and wrestle with Khabib. You know, I don't think I could beat him in a wrestling now because I haven't focused on wrestling like that to win a wrestling match. You know, I'm not there. But, you know, I've constantly worked on my defense. You know, that's never gone away. You know, in fighting, it's detrimental to be on bottom. But when someone can beat you up and you know, cause serious injury to you, then being taken down is not where you want to be and laying on your back. So I have to focus on not being on the fence, not getting taken down. And if I do get taken down, I got to make him work. You know, like his life depends on it. If he does take me down, then I need to make sure that I threaten him with something up the middle that you know, at least is going to make him hesitate next time. And so that's what I'll be in there doing.
The man, it's Monday and already back in the gym, setting the bar high, bro. Setting the bar high. Champ status.
Guarantee you, my leg locks are so good. Have you walking like this, dude?
Michael Bisping on the Believe in Me podcast gives his thoughts on Jon Jones tweeting that he wants to go back down to the light heavyweight division and challenge Jan Blachowicz.
He even tweeted Saturday night, said, "Hey, what do you think, everybody? Should I just nip back down to light heavyweight real quick and take my belt back?" So, like, being a little bit disrespectful to Reyes. But again, if I'm Jones, I'm doing the exact same thing because he ruled the division for so long, and he can do that because, let's be honest, he could just immediately go back to light heavyweight just to annoy everybody, just to annoy Blachowicz. Like, "Oh, look at you, you thought you were going on this long reign, didn't you, buddy? Well, guess what? I'm going to come back, take that belt, then I'm going to retire again," just to devalue it even more. Do you know what I mean? Which would be a real move. I was just going to say, and we're also assuming that Jones would beat Blachowicz, which is disrespectful to Blachowicz. It's disrespectful, but still, if you just have fun with that narrative, it would be a total move by Jones, just to keep up the division, but then going back up to heavyweight to fight Ngannou or whoever the it is. But yeah, listen, Blachowicz, the second ever Polish champion behind Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and he got a hero's welcome at the airport. I don't know if you saw that, Harrington, but yeah, when he turned up at the Polish airport, tons of paparazzi and press and everything all there. I'm telling you, these champions these days, it's really, really nice to see them getting honoured by the media and the press and stuff in their home countries, you know, because, you know, in the US, the sport's big, but in other countries, not quite as much. But still, you got Shevchenko. She got meted by the president of wherever she's from. I forget now. You got Khabib, obviously, he's sitting with Putin. You got Jairzinho Rozenstruik when he's down there in, where's he from? South America somewhere. But I'm telling you, I've seen him the celebration parties for him when he gets home down there are insane. Now you've got Blachowicz getting celebrated. It's a beautiful thing. It's great.
All right, just take it nice and easy there, Brandon. Nice and easy. Steady. Easy, tiger. Easy.
Kenny Florian on the Anik Florian Podcast gives his thoughts on Israel Adesanya's win over Paulo Costa. He said that Paulo Costa focused too much on the mind games and not the fight itself.
You know, I don't want to tell all of our listeners I told you so, but you know what? Listen, I think he's been showing the fact that he's been one of the most sophisticated strikers that we've ever seen in the octagon for some time now. His intelligence and his ability to hit and not get hit is on a completely different level. His footwork, his ability to not get taken down just based on his distance management is something you don't see too often with guys who come from a strictly striking background. So this is a guy that has matured previously to getting into the UFC and has only gotten better since getting into the UFC. So I've been really high on Israel Adesanya. The guy's an absolute gangster. And for Paulo Costa, I think, listen, he was a guy that a lot of people were excited about. Why? Because he looked the part. However, skill-wise, he just didn't have it. Does it mean that he's not a good fighter? No, it just means that Israel Adesanya just is a few different levels above someone like Costa. But more than anything else, I think that skill-wise, he needs to improve. He was just very confused and didn't have an answer for that long frame and those leg kicks, of course, from Israel Adesanya. The other thing I think that he was kind of plagued with is a lot of times you get a certain narrative, and this probably came from someone outside of himself, where you go, all right, skill-wise, I'm outgunned. How do I get to Israel Adesanya? How do I get him off his game? I'm going to play a bunch of head games. I'm going to act like I'm not heard. I'm going to talk a lot of trash. I'm going to throw a white belt his way. All these things had nothing to do with the fight itself on fight night. And I think he thought it was going to rattle Adesanya, and it just simply did not.